spoiler. Did you type that?
Yep.
Do not watch this if you don't want to be spoiled by the whole event. Okay. All right, Miss Tina, I think we are actually live here. So we'll just make sure that we are and that we have people actually watching this thing. Oh, you know what? I need to close that control room. That's what I need to do. Okay, there it's bigger. Boom. All right, that's how I want to see it. And then on here, I want to make it. Yeah, you see it's going to 720. That's the maximum that it'll go. That's weird. That's why it's doing what it's doing. It's because it's only broadcasting at 720. We have to figure. Oh, you know what? I don't think Google Hangouts does 1080. That's all right. We'll adapt. We always do. All right. First of all, hello everybody. Nathaniel says, "Go ahead and spoil you." Okay. We're going to tell you everything that happens through the game. Colonel Mustard is the killer. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Done. Bye.
Bye. Great.
we crushed it.
Yeah, we did. We did a great job. We are going to be playing Detective. This is one of the games that we got at Gen Con. We were looking forward to it. And we really messed up the one. Well, it was the sixth scenario that they had just for the convention. And I don't think we had an idea what the heck we were doing. I think you would agree with that.
Yep. We totally did not finish it.
No, it was pretty bad. But definitely we are going to try to start this all over now that we know exactly what we're doing. So we're doing case one. Again, this is the a man with a golden watch. So all in all, we will explain it as we go. But just be aware, there are spoilers. If you are thinking of getting this game, you are going to see the first case, well, most of the first case. Now, whether we get it right or wrong, I don't think you're going to really be spoiled that much. And there's still 4 more cases that kind of come all together and tell this grandiose story. Now, I'm going to be Ben Harris, and Ben Harris is a former FBI analyst, as you can see. And he spends, I forgot what those little star things are.
Authority.
Thank you. Authority to add 1 wildcard token to the token pool. What happens is we're going to be using these tokens, but this is all we have. So it really limits us. Julia Jacobson is an investigator, a former investigating journalist. Julia had a series of very successful investigations for the newspaper. She works well under pressure and with limited resources. Spend 1 authority to change 1 skill token of any type from the pool into a wildcard token. That's a pretty great.
So both their abilities are actually very similar.
Yeah, they're pretty good, and I got a feeling that we're going to need those kind of things. You know, especially if we're going to need tokens. Oh, I had to get a drink of water. Okay. So let's start this bad boy off. Are you ready, Miss Tina?
Let's go.
All right, here we go. So we are going to open up, and I'm going to show you guys that we have a case book here. And I'm going to read from the case book. And the very first thing is in a complete introduction, which I'm going to read because, well, I'm the only one that can read it. So, in front of you lies the first scenario of the campaign, the mystery of the Golden Watch. During the investigation, focus on the primary objective assigned to you by your superiors. Carefully look over every branching thread related to this case. Some of them are irrelevant, while others will unlock new meaning in future cases, allowing you to see them in a different light. Scattered throughout the case are fragments of a greater whole that will slowly start to piece together if the 2 people that are doing this can actually figure out what they're doing. Remember, the important initial leads presented to you in this intro, take good notes, ideally in the form of a mind map. Carefully read the cards and try to draw valid conclusions before deciding to pursue further leads. More importantly, do not rush from card to card. Doing this will take you down a rabbit hole of information, causing the investigation to spiral out of control, which pretty much happened to us the first time we played this, right?
We didn't have this warning.
No, I wish we did. Due to the sheer volume of information. Good luck. Okay. Antares headquarters, July 5th, 8:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The briefing room located on the first floor of the newly built building complex seems sterile. Light, creamy walls with glazed windows overlooking the James River. A large white table, chrome handrails of black chairs, and a gray carpet fills the room. Despite being light and spacious, it lacked warmth. "Hello," says Delaware as he rolls his wheelchair to the head of the table. He has a tired, wrinkled face. Long strands of gray hair fall over his piercing eyes. He places his green notebook on the table. The task at hand is quite peculiar. The State Department has asked Antares to investigate a potential scandal. A few days ago, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Poland sent a confidential note asking for clarifications of an unusual event. Earlier, in the Yang auction house, a pocket watch with a gold plate bezel appeared. It turned out to be serious. The watch is in the database of objects lost during World War II. The Poles identified it as a showpiece that was looted by the Germans from the Museum of the Land in Posen, Poland, during the occupation of Poland. For the Poles, it has both symbolic and sentimental value, as it was a memento of the great pianist Ignacy, I'll get this, Paderewski. According to the data provided by the Poles, the watch was stolen by a Nazi named Kurt Blutzholz. Of course, you will find record of him in our database. He clears his throat, glances at his notebook as if he was trying to remember something, and then resumes his briefing. The auction house bought the watch for about $5,000 from a man named Rupert Owens, who apparently did not realize how valuable the item was. The watch is already secure in our evidence store. The matter is delicate, but if Bloodholtz, by some strange stroke of luck, had lived after the war in the United States, it would be very unfortunate for political reasons. At least that's what the current administration thinks. Worse yet, the press will begin to sniff around. It's only a matter of time before the issue turns into a scandal that I would very much like to avoid in the first year of this agency's operation. Our task is to find answers before someone finds questions. He looks over the briefing room, checks his notes, and sighs heavily. And finally, one very sad piece of information. The morning after tomorrow, at Olivet Cemetery, Michael Slater's funeral will take place. As you know, he was one of the police consultants who helped create our unit. He was a victim of a hit and run. A nasty end to a perfect career in the police force. It would be nice if someone from our team could attend the funeral. We will gather at Richmond PD at 8 a.m. the day after tomorrow. From there, the police column will go to the cemetery. All right, so there we go. We got a lot of information there. Did you jot down any notes?
Yeah, there were a few important names.
Mm-hmm.
We can certainly look into the database.
Definitely. They made a point to talk about his hair hanging over his eyes. I wonder if he's really a dog, and that's part of the mystery.
Right. So are there any leads in addition?
Well, it tells us how to prepare the case. Move the time marker to 9 a.m., which we're going to. Of course, we've already lost an hour. Add 4 authority tokens to the pool. So I'm going to add 4 authority tokens to the pool. I'm going to need these, I got a feeling. What else here? You have 4 days to finish the investigation. The stress limit for this case is set. Okay. Further leads. Okay, I'm going to show this up to the camera, and I'm going to see if you can actually see this. Can you?
Yeah. Yep. Yep, I got it.
Okay, you got it? So what Tina's going to do is going to put up a screenshot of this, and that way we can kind of work from that. Dutch Yoda is keeping his mouth shut for this one. All right, awesome. Just played the new Warhammer. Okay, well, that has nothing to do with this criminal investigation that we are. More Tina on this channel is always going to be a good idea. Look at this. See? You're saving the channel, Tina.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
All right, so everybody should see my screenshot. These are the further leads that we have from the introduction of the case. And so we can choose to go to different locations or the database that's online to get information on the various people that we've heard about so far. What do you think, Rob?
Okay, because it's going to pop over to the board the minute I talk. I think access to Kurt Bloodhold's police files, that's the first thing we should do.
Right, because that doesn't cost us any time.
Exactly.
And then we'll also do Rupert Owens.
All right, so I'm going to let you drive this from this point because I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm actually going to put myself on mute while you are going through the database. But right after we read his file, you should go right to Rupert Holmes because that also doesn't cost us anything. What do you think?
Okay. Okay, there we go. Can everybody see the screen? So we're gonna go, this is the database that facilitates the game. And so we've gone to personal files, and here we can type the name. So we're just gonna type Bert. Search. Oh, maybe I need to do the @ Am I spelling it wrong?
Yeah, you're spelling it wrong. It's Kurt. It's all one word. Kurt, BLUTHOLZ.
Ah, I thought it was an I. Gotcha. Okay. Is it no space, right?
Correct, no space.
There we go. Okay. So here's some basic information on this person. We don't know when he died. And let's see. Identify marks.
Okay, it popped over to me for some reason. Hold on, let me do that. Okay, there. Okay, so right now, see if I do it manually where I just hold it over here. At least we can look at everything. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so high-ranking German microbiologist and scientist during the World War, he conducted research on biological weapons and transplants. Well, what does transplants have to do with a watch?
Maybe there's top secret information hidden in it.
Could be. An international arrest warrant has been issued. Status is unknown. Officially he's still prosecuted by the Polish and Russian governments. All right, his criminal record. Polish Bill of Indictments for Nuremberg trial members mentions him as one of the criminals, along with documenting the testimonial of witnesses. It's over 100 pages long. Oh, excuse me. So what do you take out of that so far?
There's a lot of irrelevant information.
Yeah, they're trying to lead us off to something else. We're trying to find out where the heck.
Yeah.
If he has his
it's contextual, I guess. Charges illegal carrying out of microbiological and chemical tests on Poles imprisoned.
In Auschwitz
concentration camp. Yeah. And there's a link.
Yeah, there's a link. Let's go to it.
So when there's a symbol like this means you could search Google for more contextual information. It may or may not help with the case. Who is this person?
Yeah, what is it? Oh. So this is definitely some kind of, they're trying to point us that they're trying to show us and give us a lot of information.
Yeah.
As far as the scientist is. The thing is how old would this guy be now?
He was born 1911. And
so if this is modern day, he's like
107.
Yeah. Okay. So we know he's not around. So this isn't, unless there's something really weird inside that watch. All right. I think we got everything.
All right. So there is
this.
The further lead.
Yeah. What does that say?
Seek out the assistance of a history consultant concerning Kurt. And then we go to the headquarters for that. I don't know if we should.
I wouldn't waste our time with that right now.
All right.
I do want to do is to find out more about this Rupert Owens, excuse me.
All right, here we go.
He's a little younger.
Yeah, 59. 1959 born. So we have a serial number here, and we can click it to add to match. It's just a database of signature files.
Mm-hmm.
And I think SD means...
SD, yeah. Hold on, I can tell you what they both mean.
Yeah, so there's 3 types of signatures, and they're on the left. sDNA means like DNA-related findings. SM means materials, so like a cloth or something left behind in the scene of crime. Not sure what SD is.
Gonna find out real quick. Following a lead, example of a card, browsing database. Okay,
is it fingerprints?
Browsing database. Okay, wait a minute, we're getting close. That's the problem. This book doesn't give you a lot of stuff in here. Okay, so
it's Rob. I think it's fingerprints.
Yeah, I think it's his fingerprints as well. Oh, here we go. Dactyloscopic, SD. DNA is SDNA, and material is SM.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so we have fingerprints.
All right, so we got some fingerprints of Rupert.
Let's go back.
Let's go find out what he's all about.
Okay, so he was actually arrested a few times for possession.
He's a small guy. He's only 5'5".
Oh, okay. I didn't pay attention to his height.
See, you got to pay attention to that stuff. He's 158 pounds, which is
heavy.
That's not heavy for a guy.
For his height, no.
5'5", 158. I mean, basically, at his age, he probably started he probably got some screen time in The Wizard of Oz as a munchkin. Arrested in 1979 for possession of illegal drugs, sentenced to 6 months in prison. He's been arrested in 86 for dealing drugs, so he likes drugs. 2011, indecent exposure. I didn't know that, and we didn't need to know that. Arrested on March 15th for causing a traffic accident while driving under the influence. Damage to public property, a fire hydrant. So he was probably sentenced to 3 months of community service, fined $2,000. Directed to a mandatory treatment for drug and alcohol addiction. So he's got some problems.
He is pretty messed up.
All right. His father is Marcus Owens. His mother is Lillian Garrett. So they're separated.
Okay.
And that's part of his drug problem.
Yep. So we could click on these things. I don't know if it's helpful, or it could be a rabbit hole.
Yeah, it could just, there's no connection. We don't know what the connection with him is.
But I'm going to go ahead and click on it just to add to the signatures. So we have fingerprints for Marcus Owens, his dad.
Yeah.
We're going to add that to match. And then let's add the mom.
His father was killed.
You saw that?
Yeah.
You're quick.
The mother's dead too.
The mom is dead.
Yeah, she died 1979, August 29th. Go back to Rupert's. When he was arrested.
70. Okay, so mom died August 29, 79.
Yeah.
He was arrested May.
Okay.
79.
Right.
And he was in prison for 6 months.
Oh, so he wasn't there when his mom died.
Right. Cause of death is diabetes, though, for the mom. So it's health related.
Very true. All right.
Marcus. Wow, he was stabbed by an unknown prisoner.
Yeah. When did he get stabbed? Date of death was
1968.
Huh. Okay.
He went to prison
June 15th in 67 after a shootout. So his father's bad.
Yeah.
And he's bad too.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, cool.
All right. All right. So where do we want to go first? We can go to evidence storage at headquarters. We're in headquarters. And that would be card 103. Here, I'll switch over to my thing. Yeah. So we can go to the evidence storage in the headquarters. What do you think? Or we can interrogate Rupert Owens. But I think we would need to see the evidence first. So
I think we definitely should do things that are in headquarters first because we're already there.
Right. So you want to do that?
Yep.
All right, let's go to the evidence storage. So what happens here is we pick up the cards and we just kind of, let me do this in camera. We don't want to expose what the cards are, but we're going to pull this card out. All right, and then we're going to put this one down. And this is going to cost us an hour here at the headquarters. So it's 10 a.m. So, and we're on day 1. So
what's the number? 103?
103.
Okay.
You got it. Can you see that? Is that better than the
picture?
Yeah, I
have. No.
No? Yeah,
I'll share it.
Okay. We can share the first couple at least. All right, let me swap over to you. Boink.
Yep.
There we go.
All right, 103. And Terry's evidence storage is a huge hangar back from when the police station was still located here. The police station was moved and the evidence storage stayed. The agency pumped a ton of money into it, added a second hall, automated it as much as possible, and rigged everything with the Terry's computer system. You log into the system, enter the ID number, case number, and verification code, then immediately go to the virtual evidence storage. There are 2 items attached to the case. In the picture next to the watch, there is also a cigar box. The watch must have been kept inside of it. Where did it come from? Interesting. It's time to collect both of the items personally. The system informs you that you can collect both of them within 37 minutes from box 28 in section 2 of the magazine. You choose the SMS confirmation, and after a while, get a barcode to open the box. You log out of the system and quickly go to grab a bite at the Terry's cafeteria. A Greek salad, coffee, and a bottle of water. You go to the evidence storage. Okay. And then read number 121.
Okay, hold on. And here it comes. All right, there we go. Actual size. Boom. All right, I could read that. So I've got 121 here. Now, all right, I'm going to pull 121 out here. And I just sent it to you.
Gotcha. Yep.
All right, so we can probably share that, or I can read it. It doesn't matter. It shows the evidence. Opened men's pocket watch. Description: case body with 22 karat gold ornamentation, clear, poured, and polished glass, cracked halfway from 2 o'clock, porcelain dial, broken mechanism, spring type Swiss, inscription on the lid, God, honor, homeland in Polish. Dimensions: it weighs 3.3 ounces, 94 grams. Diameter is 2.5 inches. Estimated value, $25,000. Mechanoscope expertise. Numerous scratches, a slight dent at the hinge of the envelope. It says to turn it around, because that symbol there means we can turn it around, correct?
Yep.
Evidence: cigar box, wooden box, produced in 1940 by Dukes de Crecy, good condition. In the middle, cardboard insert lined with cotton, apothecary. Dimensions: 9.5 inches by 6 inches. Estimated value, $15. I can't say that word. Mechanoscope expertise. From cotton wool and the corner of the box, a series of micro traces of dirt and dust particles have been collected. You can take further leads. It says down here, you can take the watch and the box to the laboratory to examine them and look for fingerprints. Should we do that?
That sounds promising.
We would have to go to the lab, and that's 102. What do you think?
I'm just looking at the leads we got earlier and see whether we have anything else to do at the headquarters before we go to the lab.
Well, yeah, we do. We can interrogate Rupert Owens. So I'm going to leave this as a not resolved card yet. Well, actually, we can put this over here because it gives us the chance to go to 102 if we decide to. We don't have to do it right away. Do you want to interrogate Rupert Owens, 108?
Yeah, let's do that first.
All right, I'm going to pull that out. 108. All right. That's going to cost us 3 hours.
Oh, wow. Well, we can't turn back now.
No, we can't. We picked it. What did we do? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's 1 o'clock. But that's all right because we're starting to make headway here. Okay, you ready? All right.
Yep.
Do you want to read it or well, I'll read it. Owens is already waiting outside the conference room. He refuses to start the interrogation without his lawyer present. The lawyer arrives late and gives you the business card of Weber and Sons for some reason. You invite them inside. They both seem to be extremely agitated. You plug the laptop into the room system and log into your account. You turn on the interrogation mode, and the first of the screens that take up the entire wall turn on. There are several pop-up windows, the largest of which is the stream from the cameras. Another is vibrating with the audio amplitude. And the third one is full of text. You point at the screen. I inform you that our meeting is being recorded. Additionally, our system will prepare a transcript of the meeting. You switch to the case screen and post the image from your laptop to the second screen on the wall. Magnified 100-fold is Owen's police file and the mugshot from his arrest. You skip over a dozen documents on him. Horrified, Owens shrinks in his chair. Finally, the photo of the golden watch appears on the screen. Okay, you say, looking carefully at Owens, could you please explain how you found yourself in possession of a watch that was stolen from Poland during World War II? We can read questioning at 108. Press Owens further. So it would cost us a token.
Oh.
So on the bottom here, I will show you.
So before we do that, should we go to the database and do the 108?
Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to switch over to you.
Questioning. Wow, it's long.
Read away.
All right.
Do you want me to do it?
Rupert Owens interview. The watch must have been my father's, Marcus. So, Rob, you see the brackets MSL? So there's
yes,
when it says that, it indicates the stress level of the person that's saying that.
Yeah,
so
I have the thing.
Yeah.
I have the thing right over here. I just saw it too. Hold on. Stress level. That's medium stress level.
Yep. So there's low, medium, and high. And
right.
Supposedly, if they're highly stressed, or I guess, when they say it, it means that they may be lying about something. All right. So
filthy liars.
Right. I found it more or less a month ago when I was tearing through the old house under the porch. Who finds watches under the porch? I was pulling away the floorboards when I saw something underneath. Oh, okay. It was an old metal can, and inside there was a box. In that box, I found a watch. I got excited and thought it would solve my financial problems. I Googled someone who dealt with this kind of stuff, asked around a bit, and just went to sell it. I have no idea where my old man got that watch. See, I was still a kid when that son of a bitch left me and my mom. I remember being so happy it was actually a blessing. My old man was a horrible jackass. He beat Mom. His friends weren't any better. He always was a coward. You know, the type that is always in the shadow of someone bigger. The type that sucks up to people like, oh, I get it, like Fredo Corleone. Who's that?
You don't know who Fredo is?
No.
That's from The Godfather.
Oh, okay. All right, so MSL. I can't remember any of his friends. Yeah. I can't remember any of his friends' names, though. They were never at the house, always at a bar drunk. I do recall one of them had a scar on his face, as if someone put a cigar on it. He was as short as my pops. I think he also had dark hair. They were always drinking together and did some business. dark alleys, crooks, all of them. That's all I remember. It was a long time ago. The evening before his arrest, he came home wasted. I remember that because they were airing the Mariner 5 launch then. We all wanted to be astronauts in those days. He started yelling at my mom, then suddenly gave her a pendant and some money, as an apology, I guess. Then he pretended to go to work on the porch. I think he left before midnight. I didn't want to see that bastard ever again. I have no idea who snuffed him in jail, and I don't care. He deserved it. I think it was right before that he sent a letter to Mom about needing something. He said there was something big happening. He could make a lot of money. Mom was so upset, she burned the letter. The years after his death were good until Mom died when I was 20. It hit me real hard, and I went down a slippery slope. I'd ended up behind bars. I don't know what he was talking about in that letter. Even the cops didn't ask about it. They might have spoken about it with Mom at the police station. That's all I know. All right.
Low stress level.
But think if you go back to the middle part, he talked about the guy that hung out with his dad, and with a scar on his face, similar height to his dad. Maybe we can profile that and see.
Didn't Kurt have a scar on his face?
He had a scar. Yes. Is it on his face or arm?
I thought it was on his face. We can go back and look at his file.
I'm just gonna click this. How to see how tall his dad was first. 5'6".
Boy, they were a very short family.
Runs in the family. Kurt is 5'8".
Carl did it. They're trying to say my son caused the murder.
So Kurt is 5'8", and he has the tattoo and no scar on the face though.
Yeah, it doesn't look it. All right, so scar on face. We have to find out who has a scar on their face. That might help us out somewhat. As far as where this watch, this might be something that might lead down a hole later on.
Right. Okay. So
right.
I'm fine with doing the lab.
Okay, so it's going to cost us how much to go to the lab? An hour. Spend an hour to move the investigator token to different locations. So it's going to take us till 2 o'clock. We're going to go over to the lab. And then while at the lab, it says you can take the watch, the box to the laboratory and examine them and look for fingerprints. 102 the lab. So I'm going to pull up 102. All right. 108 is done too. Oh, no, we could press, before we go over there, did you want to press Owens further?
What do you think? His stress levels weren't that high.
He would get agitated when he was talking about his father, which means that he resented his father pretty much.
What do we spend to do that? Questioning?
Yeah, it would actually be this token right here.
Oh, okay.
And we'd be able to flip it over.
How many of those do we have? How many of those do we have?
We have 2. And it would cost us 1. And we can turn any of these into a wild card if we needed to later on.
Okay. Let's do it.
You want to do it? Okay, goodbye, token. All right, so I'm going to read here 108, the second side here. The air conditioner hums. This is the only sound when Owens finally falls silent. He hangs his head as if the testimony has exhausted him utterly. Uncomfortable, heavy silence falls. Weber closes his briefcase, assuming that the interrogation has come to an end. You stop him with a hand gesture and ask him to sit back down. The interrogation is not over yet. That's all. Anything else you ask with a threat in your voice. You ask with a threat in your voice. You look Owens deep in his eyes. He looks away, turning to his lawyer, and finally says a final few words. This watch, my mother's pendant, there was more of it. All this was left at my father's pawn shop. Okay, who might know more? Maybe his lawyer knows something. He had such a funny name, Marcellus or something. You know, just like that fat guy from Pulp Fiction. And that Marcellus was fat too. He worked on my father's case back then. Maybe he knows something, but I don't know him. I never talked to him. I can't remember. I just remembered that my mother mentioned him. It was a long time ago. He's probably dead anyways. So Marcellus. That ties in with this front thing, which is information on Weber and Sons.
What's Weber and Sons?
That's the lawyer, the firm that the lawyer works for. So we could stay at the headquarters. Which, hold on. We have to go back here and back here. We could stay at the quarters before we go to the lab. And we're only at 1 o'clock, and we can pull information on Weber and Sons, 120 headquarters. What do you think? If this unless you think this Marcellus thing is some kind of rabbit hole thing.
And the whole Marcus thing.
Yeah, Marcellus.
Well, the watch came from his dad, and Marcellus is the lawyer on the dad's case.
Right.
Okay. To do that, where do we go?
We would have to go to 120. We would stay at the headquarters and just look for information on Weber and Sons to find out more about Marcellus, which is the second side of this card, before we go to the lab. It's up to you. I mean, we could be just kind of running circles here.
Yeah.
You want to go to the lab and have the stuff?
Let's do the lab. Let's do the lab.
Okay, we're going to do the lab. So we're going to go here. It's going to cost us an hour, so it's 2 o'clock. And we're going to pull up 102, the lab.
Yeah, I think we'll go over time.
Yeah, nothing like causing a stress level. Okay, the lab. So I pulled that out. And do you want to pull it up because you have 102?
Sure.
Ooh, this is going to cost us 3 hours.
Yep, overtime.
Yeah,
What's the number?
102. Next one, I think. Yep, there you go.
And then it goes to 126. Okay, so 3 hours.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, which is 5 o'clock, and we just
take a
stress.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it's been pouring rain for an hour already. The city is still. You take the back streets to avoid the most congested part of the city center. You scan your ID at the entrance. The computer welcomes you and invites you inside. You take the elevator to the 8th floor, walk through a glass door, and enter the clean world of the white lab. You log into the lab bench, give the signatures of the evidence materials, take off the range of resource you need, and add a high priority procedure and wait for the technician. After a while, in comes a young girl. She puts the watch and the cigar box into separate containers and secures them. The screen with your request turns blue. Data accepted for analysis. Notification of status and the access code will be sent by email. The girl leaves. You have some extra time. You take the elevator to the information center on the 3rd floor. You grab coffee and a sandwich. Then you sit with the laptop at one of the free desks. Reports, email, Wikipedia, and reading up on old Polish watches. Finally, you get the notification. They're done with the analysis. You go back to the 8th floor, you log in, input the access code, you have your result. Read 126. That was a lot of flavor text.
It sure was. All right, so we go right to 126.
Yes.
And I'm going to go back to me. Oof. And I will pull out 126. Yeah, this actually works pretty good this way. Okay, this one, though, I'm going to take a picture and send it to you very quickly.
Okay.
And the reason is because there's a bunch of codes that go in there. So
into the database.
Into the database, which could be very much what we need. I think. All right, so I'm going to send this to you. And there. Oops.
Any input from the audience?
Yeah, anybody have an idea?
Yeah. What's the current hypothesis? We need help.
Because right now we're lost. Do you know what we're going to get on this? Complete fail.
Yeah. Let's hope to pass. Let's get at least half the points.
Okay, there we go. It's on its way. At the bottom it says read 107. We would actually have to use a token, make sure that's all of the traces. Oh, we can make them go even further.
Oh.
So I'm going to leave that right there. And then tell me when you get it. And put it up.
Almost.
Donuts. Get donuts. See, that's the key. If we're going to be good cops, we have to have good donuts. I mean, what do you think?
Now you're making me hungry.
Yeah, see, now I'm getting hungry.
All right, I'm going to share.
Okay, I'm coming over to you. There we go. All right, here we go.
There we go. All right, so we've got 4 pieces of evidence on the cigar box.
Mm-hmm.
Fingerprints. Great. So we have fingerprints on both hands, and that's the fingerprints code. There's fingerprints inside the box, and it's a different one, so I guess it's a different person.
Yeah.
There is a sample of soil from the cigar box. It contains particles of trinosum with elements of peat enriched with chemical agents for plant breeding. Okay.
Plant breeding?
It came from the porch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, and then the last one is fingerprints inside the cigar box. Oh, numerous, but partially worn off.
Hmm.
So there's 3 sets of fingerprints.
Okay, so you go over the thing and I'll read off the code to you.
I can just look at it. Hold on.
Oh, can you? Okay.
So while I do that, I'll type it in right now. Hold up.
I'm just wondering if the donuts would have fingerprints on them. If you pick them up, yeah. Can they trace all that sugar goodness? Go with the old fingerprint. Yeah, I see the old fingerprints.
So I'll type these in.
Oh, that was from the last one. Well, look how quick you type. I'm glad you're on the database.
Right.
Okay,
Add.
match. Yeah. Does it match anybody? Oh.
What's up? Oh, Rupert Owens.
Yeah.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Fallen Dominion Studios is here. Everything is right in the world now. John, how are you, my friend? What, did you get that right?
Yeah. Is that him again?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Marcus. Marcus Owens. So it's
That's the
father.
dad. Yes.
Yep.
And
92%.
nothing matches here. Oh, that's a soil. 3, 4, 5, 6. BHUY.
Yeah, this game's pretty interesting. You really got to be on your toes.
All right.
With it. Oh.
Yep. Who's that?
Okay, fingerprints inside the cigar box.
This guy.
Horatio Dawson. Well, let's find out who this guy is.
Another person.
Is he dead?
Yes.
Yeah, murdered. What is it with everybody getting killed? Murdered during a robbery. Date of death, June 1967. Arrested 1267.
Sorry, I just added him to the database.
Okay.
Let's go back.
Okay.
Yep. He has irregular scarring under the shoulder blade.
Okay.
A scar on the neck from a cut.
That's kind of weird. Murdered during a robbery. His shoe size, he wore an 11 and a half. He got big feet.
He's tall, though. He's 6 feet.
Yeah, he was a lot taller than Marcus, who was 5'5".
All right, so he was arrested for assault on the retired Colonel Samuel Brown, and then murdered during robbery. And there's police files.
There's a whole bunch of people getting murdered in 1960s.
Yeah, sounds like a terrible time.
Yeah, it sure does. Personal file of Samuel Brown. We're not worried about him. It's trying to stray us off someplace, and I don't think that's
but I guess the problem is he's handled the cigar box. So why would he have access to the cigar box?
I'm
just going to click on this at Samuel Brown.
Okay, let's take a look at it.
Because it's free.
Yep. Doesn't cost us anything, and we are working overtime. See another one dead? Car accident. What the heck?
There's a whole conspiracy thing behind this.
Yeah. Car accidents, hit and runs, murders. Scar on the right arm. Oh, yeah, but it was on his right arm.
Retired American Army Colonel, World War II veteran.
Serial Hero says, was he trying to steal the watch? Ooh, that's a good one. We didn't think of that.
What's up?
The last guy, did he die? Did he die trying to, Horatio, did he die trying to steal the watch?
This is weird. Due to clerical error, he was previously thought to be dead 1992. He's actually dead 85.
Huh.
All right.
He was 73.
Right. Go back to this guy. So you think the robbery might have something to do with it?
I don't know. I think it might be released due to charges being dropped. Well, you got me on this one.
Well, other than this, what's our best next lead, though?
Well, it's to start the next day. Start your new day here.
So we go back to the HQ.
Yeah, we go. Now, it says also read 107. So let's go to 107. So I'm going to put this down.
Okay.
We could have paid for something for addition to check additional traces, but I think it's rabbit hole stuff. So I'm going to read 107. Oh, here's the results from the watch. This is critical too. So we just did the cigar box.
Oh, okay.
So 107 you have, I know that.
Yes. Okay, 107. The results from the watch, another 4 sets of evidence. Okay, so we have fingerprints, 4 sets of fingerprints. Clear fingerprint of the left ring finger.
Okay.
We've got a clear fingerprint of the right hand thumb and the left index finger. We've got an old and damaged faulty fingerprints, so it's missing values in the serial number.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got a fragment of the ring finger.
All right, let's see what we got.
So we'll type those in.
Yep.
Okay, let me just get a good signatures.
Before we start our day, and we're starting with 1 stress, we would start day 2. And we only have 4 days to figure this all out.
Yep, so I think it's Marcus.
Yeah.
So on the watch. And then the next one is...
Yeah. So that watch meant something to Marcus for some reason.
Well, he owned it, so it's Rupert Owens.
Okay.
XUX. I wonder if this is case sensitive.
Yeah, lowercase, definitely.
So here's the part where I don't understand.
Horatio.
How do you do this stuff? The match.
Do you click on it? Horatio Dawson. So he had his hands on that watch too. And he died in that shootout. So he was trying to steal that watch.
I don't really understand how that part works.
As far as, see, known 5 of 5, 5 of 12, 42, added to personal file. So we're finding his fingerprints all over things.
Mm-hmm. I'll do the last one here. C3U 46346UB. Whoa, okay, look at this.
Ooh.
So it says access denied. The match inquiry has been registered and transmitted to the Department of Defense in accordance with directive blah, blah, blah. So we can spend the dig deeper token and find more about this directive.
So by reading the side 2 of this card here. So I haven't turned this upside down, so I would have to read and find out what's going on this card.
Let's spend the token.
Okay, which token is it?
It's the one with the computer monitor.
Oh, we don't have one of those.
Well, time to use the wild.
Yeah, so spend 2 to add 1. Okay, spend 1 to change 1 skill token of any type. So we can spend 1 of these. Yeah, let me go back over to my screen here. We can spend 1 of these, okay? And by spending 1 of these, we can change any of these here into that one that we want. Which one? Should we do the file?
Yep, that works.
Okay, let's do the file. Okay, so we're going to turn this over. And oh, there's a little, well, looky here. Directive 170/06 is new to you. You do not know what it means. The identification attempt has been registered and transferred somewhere to the DoD. Apparently, you are meddling with intelligence affairs. This is the only explanation for the secrecy and restricted access of the fingerprints. You leave the Y laboratory, take the elevator to the underground parking lot, and get in the car. You don't know if you want to chase after this to try to find out more about the mysterious directive. You can always try another method to get the data. The military, Antares, and the police systems are all connected. Maybe a skilled specialist can bypass the blockade, or could possibly rub someone the wrong way.
Hmm.
Now we can go to 101 and follow the directive 101. Did we do 101 yet?
No.
No, we did not. Well, that would cause us to go to overtime. Well, here's what I would
We're
do.
already at. Mm-hmm.
No, we're at the laboratory right now. So we could start day 2. We would start there, and we could further the lead if we wanted to.
Where's the 101 at headquarters?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So we start at 8 a.m. You always start here. Now it's day 2. And here we go.
Rob, do we start at 8 or 9?
You only started the game at 9. You always start at 8, I believe. Hold on, let me take a look just to make sure.
I think we start at 9 because on the 3rd day we have to start at 8 to go to the cemetery.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're going to start at 9. Okay. So you want to try 101?
Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm going to pull 101 here. You actually have 101. You want to pull it?
Yep.
I will switch over to you. Boom. There we go. And there you are. Okay.
All right. With 3 hours. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 12 noon.
You spend another hour in front of the computer checking all available databases. A cell phone in your hand, a laptop with a dozen open tabs on your desk, and 2 desktop towers on nearby desks, hardwired into the entire system, crunching data. You're spent. You made a couple of calls to people higher up in the hierarchy and sent out countless of emails. 3 cups of coffee and 2 cigarettes later, you still have nothing. Zilch. What does that mean?
That means 0.
Oh.
Nothing.
You reach an impasse. Procedure 170 something. What does that mean? Suddenly the phone rings. It's Ann Bishop from Delaware's office on the top floor. She says you've received a fax from the military archive of the Defense Department in St. Louis, which you hurry to receive. And the fax says, the fingerprints marked by your department as this number.
SD.
Yeah. Are not found in the Department of Defense database. P.S. Please fix the glitch causing your system to seek out non-existent files. You come back, toss the fax on your desk, and sit at the computer. You light up another cigarette and read the message one more time. You just can't believe it. I think, did we just waste our time?
Sounds that way. Sounds like a
rabbit hole?
Yeah, it sounds like we could spend a token but where will we go from here? That's the thing. All right, let me take a look here. ADM day 3. Put an additional token on day 3 as a reminder. Okay. No, we'll remember. I mean, we can do field work and interrogate the auction house owners. I mean, we can head over there.
Mm-hmm.
Or do we use a token, which is another computer unlock, try to explain the situation and turn this over?
Right. Who are we explaining the situation to?
I don't know. That's the whole thing. Where someone in the DOD is covering it up. Gregorius makes a good part. I wonder if the hidden data is related to the clerical error about the chief being
Colonel,
dead
yeah.
for 7 years when the computer said he was alive.
Right, like he went undercover or something.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that sounds.
That might be related to the directive.
It's a new day. We can use your ability again if you wanted to.
Right.
And maybe
To switch out the token?
Yeah.
Okay. So either that or we interrogate the auction house owners.
We're already at the headquarters.
Let's see what people are saying.
What would you guys do? Should we head to field work, which would cost us an hour and get us to 1 p.m., and then have to look up the card 119?
Mm-hmm. Well, Serial Heroes had the same idea as you, which is the clerical error about the chief being dead for 7 years when the computer said he was alive. So he thinks there's something fishy there.
Yeah. Or maybe someone was impersonating him. Good point. Could be that too.
Gregorius agrees that someone in DOD is covering something up.
I think we're here. I think we use a token.
All right, let's do it. So use my ability?
Yeah, so that's going to cancel you out. We're going to have to use this to use a wild, to change something into a wild. Will you... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get over to my camera. So I'm going to put a marker here, like we're supposed to show that we used one of these. I put it over there. And we are going to use one of these spyglasses, and we're going to use that. So that's going to change that so we can turn this over, and I'm going to read. Okay, you put out the cigarette. You read the document again. Confusion hits you. You know the procedure. No one from the Department of Defense sends out faxes. That's very true. Even if the data is no longer confidential, who replies by fax in this day and age?
Ooh.
General Brown answered in a way that avoided the official servers. Why? What's with the with the fingerprint? You don't know what's reeking, but you know that stench. It's pure trouble. Oh no. Add stress to the token pool. Add plot card 123 to case 4?
Yeah. So it'll affect the future case.
Oh, future case. Oh. So that's where we take out these bags.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we discovered something that will come down the pike later on. So that card now gets sealed in this evidence bag. So we're going to pull that card out. All right. That means we don't have to read it just yet. So 123, I'm going to pull it out. I'm not even going to look at it. Plot card in case. So there's something else, but this is something that's going to lead down the road later on. So we're going to open this up. Bear with me, folks. And, oh, there we go. So this is now evidence for later. I'm going to seal it. Tina, you saw this sealed. And we're going to put that aside. There we go. All right. Wow. That was exciting.
All right. Did that give us anything to go on with this case?
Well, there's something with it gave us nothing with this, but it opened up a wormhole for something later.
Yeah.
We
always open wormholes.
Yeah, that's the problem. We've got a bunch of them. First of all, let's just take a look at the whole. Something's phishing in the DOD. Yeah, they're not going to send you a fax. Okay, that's number one. Number two, somebody's trying to divert us off something. So somehow these guys were all tied up. This watch, they must have known, and somehow it's got to lead back to that Kirk guy. I got a feeling, but maybe not. I wonder if we go. It's time to go to interrogate the auction house.
Yep.
See if we just get pointed somewhere in that direction. So we would have to go to field work, which would cost us an hour, and then 119. So I'm going to take another picture of this, and I'll send it to you. I mean, this hasn't taken us long to get it to you. And all right, so that's going to do that. And what I'm going to do is get that. Okay, there we go. I should just have this on.
Bob, just as a side note.
Yes.
I tried to look up Henry Brown, the guy who sent us the facts, on the database. He doesn't even exist. So he's a fake.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's a fake because there's no way he would put that. So he doesn't even work for the DOD.
Exactly.
But how would they have gotten that information if we sent all that information out?
The girl, the mole in the lab.
What do you mean, Brown? Wasn't her name Brown or something like that? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, let's do this. So that's 119. So I'm going to forward this to you.
Thank you.
And here we go. This is like a real investigation. Because we're perplexed. Okay, so we go on this field work, and this is going to cost us 3 hours. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So we're right at 4 o'clock. We can't take too much more stress.
What's the limit? What's the limit?
7.
7? Okay.
For this case, there's 7. We would automatically, first of all, we have 2 stress as it is, and that's going to come off our final points.
Okay.
Serial Hero says, time to rough up some punks. Listen, we're trying to do this. We're trying to do this like real detectives. We don't go throwing people around and stuff like that. We don't believe in violence. We believe in solving the case. Isn't that great?
That's right.
Yeah. Now, if I need somebody to rough something up, I'll just send Tina and she'll rough them up.
I'm the last person for that type of job.
I don't know about that. Did you get it?
Yes, it's up.
Okay, there we go.
All right. Field work. The auction house. The auction house is relatively close. Although the radio has announced that all of Richmond is completely congested, you manage to avoid the traffic jams. The office is located in an old building. Once there, you find an elderly couple. They have been married for 50 years and in the same business the whole time. Mrs. Yang offers you cookies. Now I want cookies.
See, don't say cookies because I got in trouble because I've been eating so many cookies.
I could use some.
Yeah.
Mrs. Yang offers you cookies while Mr. Yang pours everyone a shot of brandy. They both came here from China as kids and earned everything they have on their own. Mr. Yang testified that they offered Owens much more for the watch, provided that he would give them some time to get an expert opinion and find funds. The seller was not interested. He wanted money right away, in cash, of course. They gave him everything they had on hand. He notified the police themselves when they discovered what they came across. And we can spend the speech token to press the Yangs.
Yeah, we might as well.
Do it.
Because we're going to go into our 3rd day here. All right, I'll read this side. And let me just go over here. So it says, they've been running this business for so many years that they have to know something. They just bought a precious gold watch from a street bum. And only after they got scared did they report it? Didn't it seem suspicious from the start? You point out to them that their story has some holes. They wanted easy money, and they started thinking post factum. After a while, Mr. Yang admitted that exactly how it was and regrets his decision on the purpose. From the beginning, he suspected that Owens had stolen the watch. In his defense, Yang says, someone from the local press visited them sniffing around the story probably some journalist that got tipped off by someone from the precincts where they reported the case. But for the sake of the investigation, Ying did not want to talk to him. Delaware was right in the end. The case will come to light, but you still have to be careful about who knows what. You make them a promise that they will not speak to the press, so at least one way for the scandal to leak is prevented.
Okay.
All right, and that's it. That's all.
That's it.
That's all the card gives us. So that card's done. So we have all these cards that are actually done. So we're at the end of the day. We would go into day 3, but as we go into day 3, don't forget that we've got to go to Michael Slater's funeral.
Yep. So we start at Richmond PD.
Yeah. So we're going to end up there, but we start at 8 o'clock. We're going to start at Richmond PD. And this is going to come off you because it's a new day. So we're going to day 3. And the card that I'm going to pull up is 134. So, and I can, let me see if there's too much to it. All right, we're making way through these cards, but it's not, it's almost like we're kind of lost in a way. So far, while I'm trying to get this to you.
That sounds pretty normal, Rob, for us.
Yeah, I know. But at least we're doing it right.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many cards.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, there's only so many cards. Is exactly right. But, I mean, the shocker of it all is that we're actually playing the game correctly. Okay, so that's not what I'm looking for. 134. Okay. And, boy, you must be tired of getting emails from me.
That's okay.
For now. Oh, no, they're cards. They're not from you. That's what you were supposed to say. Okay, it's on its way.
Okay.
Ooh, this is gonna cost us. This is gonna cost us 2 hours, but it's not too bad.
Okay. Okay. That's good. And let's see.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back. Teams running out of tokens, guys. We sure are. Okay, I'm switching it over to you. There we go.
All right.
Go ahead.
You arrive at Richmond PD. In the parking lot, there are over 20 policemen and women wearing formal uniforms with umbrellas in their hands. Within the next few minutes, even more cars arrive until finally everyone gets into the cars and the procession heads to the cemetery. The grim weather and the nasty drizzle are a fitting backdrop of the ceremony. You park at a distance and stand in the back watching in solemn silence. After it's finished, you talk to several policemen, jumping from topic to topic. The investigation of Slater's hit and run has slumped. The later Slater's wife is a tough woman. After all, she has been the wife of a police investigator all her life. Slater was retired for 30 years, but he often stopped by the precinct. In the end, the weather forces everyone to flee back to the cars. If you want to talk about his old investigations and cases, come to the station, says your old pal Tchaikovsky. It's dry there. We have donuts and coffee.
We were just talking about donuts.
And a few of Slater's old friends will also be there. I am totally going to get donuts.
So we have to place an IT marker?
Yes. Is that our marker? The car?
Place IT marker on the fieldwork location. Hold on. I'll just go to the front of the book and it will tell me when. Yep. So we got to put that on the fieldwork. So
yes.
I'm going to switch over here. Okay, there we go. All right. Talk with the widow. It would cost us. Do we want to talk with the widow?
No.
Visit the police station. Further leads. A visit to the police station, 109 Richmond PD. Or we can talk to the
skip
widow.
the widow. Gregorius says skip the widow.
All right, we're going to skip the widow.
High five.
Boy, what do we do here? Do we go back to the police station?
Yeah, to talk to the to talk about the old cases, right?
All right.
Wait. Do you think we should do that?
It says further leads. We need something.
Yeah. We don't really have very much, right?
No, we don't have that, and we don't have much time. We got 1 day left.
Right. Okay. Let's do it.
All right, so that's going to cost us an hour. Get over there. And that's going to be 109. So I'm just going to read that one.
Okay.
All right, further leads. Hold on. Oh, no, that's if we talk to the widow. Okay, this is unresolved. So we're going to go to 109. And here's 109. That's going to cost us 2 hours. 1, 2.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. The 6th Richmond Police Station is a place always bustling with life. Though today the lobby is quiet and peaceful. It's as if the rain made even the criminals stay inside, perhaps to give cops the opportunity to say goodbye to Slater. You look around for someone familiar. You spot Susie Washington from the archives, but she seems to be in the middle of a discussion. You see Travesky behind the glass door of the investigation room. You knock, nodding to Travesky. He gestures you to come in. The room has a relaxed atmosphere, a few cans of Coke, donuts, laughter. It's been 30 years since Slater retired, but there are still a few cops who worked with him or at least have heard of him. The police are like a family. Generations work here, and Slater was a living legend. A few of the cops are sharing stories about their late friend. One is bragging that during the first month of his service, he knocked out a guy who wounded Slater with a screwdriver. Another mentions the 80s when they were in the high-speed chase but ran out of fuel. They had to wait for another patrol car to bring them gas. Thus, Petro Patrol nickname was born. After retiring, Slater often jogged by the police station. He liked to stay current of all the happenings at the station and offered advice when solicited. He knew his stuff. They said he always had a hunch. Rumor had it he worked even more at home, where he kept a lot of files and notes from his previous cases. He archived everything thoroughly. Now we can ask about Slater's old cases if we convert.
Right. You also have the wild ability, right?
Yeah, but I would have to use 2 of these.
Right.
To add a token to the pool.
Yeah, I think we should dig into that.
So
let's use my ability. Yes.
Okay, so we're going to use your ability. That's gone for today. And we're going to, which one do you want to use? Man, we're running out of stuff. We're in trouble anyways.
The magnifying glass, maybe?
Yeah.
The other one is files, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
See, my skill is the computer thing. All right, let's use the file.
Okay.
All right. Now, did I take the 2 hours off? No, I did not. So we're at
3. Yeah, 3.
1, 2, 1, 2. No, I did. Because it was there, and then from here, I took the 2. Okay. No, it was 1.
We started at 8.
Yeah.
We traveled.
Okay, Richmond police was 2. That was 1. to get over the field. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we got to do 2 hours. 1, 2. Oh, man. We're in trouble here. All right. Here we go. Among the cops, you spot an older guy who looks less cheerful than the others. You ask Travasky about him. That's Jack Rivers, Slater's old pal, his first partner. They worked in homicide together in the 60s. Oh, remember, everybody dies in the 60s. You decide to ask Rivers about Slater. Yes, Michael was a good guy, the type of cop that everyone respects, even the young people who thought they knew everything. He had something in him, a kind of calmness and precision. He wasn't knowledgeable about new technology, but nobody teased him about that. People knew that even without tech, he would find out more than the others. He often took work home with him, working overtime, something that we do. It was his life, a pencil, a notebook, and work around the clock. Even if the case was a no-brainer, he dug deeper. I remember that in the late 60s, we worked on a murder case of some florist. The top was pressing us to close that case as fast as possible, and Mike was running around pissed all week that they wouldn't let him do his job. I told him to let it go, but he never listened. I don't know what happened next. They transferred me shortly after. After a half hour of hanging out with the cops, reminiscing about Slater, you no longer had any doubts. The guy kept case files at his home. The pencil notebook he was always writing in were mentioned several times. But do you want to disturb Slater's widow?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have to. We can actually talk to his widow. Visit Christine Slater, 104 field work. Okay, so we would have to go back. Yeah, we have no choice. That would cost us an hour to get there, so we might as well do it. I mean, what else do we got?
Do it.
So 1 hour.
Or 4.
Yeah, so we're going to go 104. You have 104, so I'm going to switch over to you.
Okay.
There you are.
104.
IT markers, investigation. Oh, yeah, we figured it out. Thank you. Everybody's saying go talk to the widow.
All right. The entire city is congested. The light drizzle finally turned to downpour, and all the streets came to a halt. You wasted an additional half hour in traffic, but you finally arrive. You wait in the car for a few minutes while watching the house, wondering if you really want to go in there and bother Mrs. Slater. You muster up the courage. You run to the house, jumping over puddles, and knock on the door. A young blonde woman with a nice smile opens the door. Yes, what can I help you with? Good morning. Can I talk to Mrs. Christine Slater? I am acting under the authority of the FBI, you say, showing your ID card. This is not the best time. I'm sorry, I realized that. Whom do I have the pleasure of speaking with? Linda Evans. Aunt Christine is my grandmother's sister. I live here because I study history at the university. Please come in. Aunt Christine is upstairs. She's lying down because the doctor recommends rest. Please wait a moment. I will go get her. You stay in the room. Mrs. Slater has just buried her husband, and now you're standing in her living room, ready to further spoil her day with questions about the former affairs of her husband. So 3 options. We could read questioning 104 at 1. Oh, do we have to do all these?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We have to add.
So you're going to go to questioning. You're going to have to go over to the thing. We're going to add a stress token, which is going to bring us up to 6 now, because we are working way over time, as you can see here. And while you're pulling that up, we have 6 tokens. We only have 2 tokens left. Your ability is going to clear on day 4, so that gives us at least 2. Boy, we're in a pickle here.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go back over to you. Go ahead.
It took about half an hour before the old lady came downstairs. Her niece led her gently. She was walking slowly with a small wooden crane in her hand. She sat heavily in the armchair. Her eyes were red and swollen. She was breathing heavily. How may I help you? My husband's friends have been talking to me already. But the FBI? I'm listening, she says in a quiet, tart voice. Mrs. Slater, please accept our condolences. We're here because a while ago, your husband was investigating a case that overlaps our own. Do you perhaps know if Mr. Slater had any notes from the old days? It was really long ago. Christine Slater nodded her head. Of course, it piled up throughout the years. My husband always liked to keep things organized. He kept his documents neat. He usually wrote down just single words, head words. He had a great memory and used to say this was only to jog it. A bit funny, I know, but that's the way Michael was. He kept the notes in the storage room under the stairs. She got up and opened a small door to the cabinet under the stairs. There on the shelf were boxes containing chronologically arranged notes. That's it. They're really organized. On one of the boxes, there was a small gray file with 67 Dawson written across it. It has been taken out of its place. Inside, there are papers and photographs. You start checking them out to see if it has anything connected to the case. Thank you, ma'am. Again, please accept our condolences. I think this was everything we need. So we read 132, 127, and 130. And we add one authority to the token pool.
We add an authority to a token pool?
Yes.
No, we had a stress.
Authority.
It says that where?
Here, I'll show you. Authority.
Oh, sorry. Okay, cool. We need that. Whew. Okay, so I'm just going to show these in order. So 132. Okay, there is a 1967, June 14th. Okay. Oh, let me go back to you. I mean, to my thing here. So you should be able to see that, correct?
Do you want to show them the cards?
That's what I'm showing.
Oh, okay.
I'm showing 132.
Okay.
And I'm gonna read it. But can you see it? Okay. It says Chevrolet, okay, Mustang, question mark, cigarette butts, no diary. Giles, why didn't he have a weapon? Motive, robbery, front door. Jack says Lily Garrett is lying. Okay, that's interesting. Then I think the next one is 127, which is May 4th, 1978. So I'm going to bring that up.
Yep. Got it.
Okay. It says Richard Briggs, 12:30 p.m. Young vets, probably military, caring for caring for vets. V2 Army in Europe. Brenner, Cox and Brown, their boss. Nick Torn didn't return buddies. Huh. Okay. And then finally, 1967, June 15th.
Lower it.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay, got it.
Hold on for a second. Is anybody out there? Mimi. Jesus. Hold on, Gabby. Okay, this one. Sorry, I had to mute it for a second. Anna pitcher, Marcus plus day, okay. He came in the back, went out front. Where are Dawson's diaries? Marcus, no. Doesn't make sense. New data, Giles is dead. Marcus caught. The top order to close the case. Huh.
Who's Giles?
I don't know. I think we're missing out on this guy. All right.
Can you show me the first card again?
Yeah, sure. Hold on. Let me just get it in here. So.
Cool. Got it.
Got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Horatio, not notation. Well, it doesn't say. Well, did I say that wrong?
No, I think he was talking about something else.
Oh, okay.
So first of all, there's different dates on here. 2 from 67 in June, and then the other in 78.
Mm-hmm. So either way,
yeah.
So either way, we've got to go to 9 o'clock. We've got to go to headquarters because we can't take another stress. We're in day 4, and we've got to figure things out.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're in trouble. Because once we hit 4 o'clock, that's it. Boom. We've got to go to the file, and we've got to answer the 5 questions, and hopefully we can come to something. The top order to close the case. That's the one that's catching me. The top order to close the case. Anna, Marcus, plus day. Okay. Who's Anna? Anna Brown. Remember her?
No.
Yes, she was in one of the earlier cards.
I remember there was an Anne Bishop.
Anne Bishop?
Anne Bishop was, yeah, but I don't remember Brown, except the Colonel.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, it's got Anne Bishop.
Anne Bishop is the lady that told us we got a fax. So she might be, like, sketchy.
Okay. Why don't we put her name in?
I think I did that before. Nothing came up.
Nothing came up? So where do we go here? We can come back here and we can question Linda Evans. We can go to field work and question Linda Evans.
Linda Evans, that's the niece.
Yeah.
I don't think she would be helpful.
Okay.
She's too young.
No, I agree.
Seven.
Oh, wait, hold on. And Henry Brown was the name on the fax, right? Oh, that's right.
General Brown.
Yeah, let me take a look here. Yeah. And Henry Brown doesn't exist.
At least not in the database. So
it's
on
Ann
the
Bishop
notes,
from Delaware office of the top floor. She says you received a fax. Ann Bishop, it's got to have something to do with Ann Bishop. And you came up with nothing with her?
Yeah.
It's A-N-N-E, though.
Yeah, I got that.
And we got nothing with her.
What did you see Anne's name on the files?
It was in the database when you were reading one of the stories.
Well, Brown came up a couple of times, and it's in his old case files.
Marcus?
Oh, Brown is is that their boss or the base? In
their
the
boss.
does it say their boss? Sorry, it's kind of blurry.
Which one's that?
The third card from the case, Slater's files.
Oh, Slater's file? Okay.
The 1978.
1978. Okay, here we go. Brown / their boss. Yeah, that's what it said.
Okay, so Brown's the guy that gave us the fake facts.
Yep.
Or
Brenner Coxton. Coxxon. See if try putting that name in.
what's the first name?
Brenner.
Mm-hmm. 1 N or 2 N?
2 N's.
Yep. And then last name?
Coxxon. There are 2 Browns.
2 X's?
Yeah, that's what it said. Coxxon.
Nothing.
Nothing? How about Richard Briggs?
Richard
Briggs. Briggs.
Ooh. All right. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
Security breach. You're not allowed to look for database entries without an instruction. Oh, really? We can't just look.
Oh, wow. Okay. So there's something to do with him. Dawson's. Giles. Jack says Lillian Garrett. How about Lily Garrett?
Well, didn't it just say we can't look in the database without instructions?
Yeah. So where do we go?
Help from the audience.
We're at headquarters. We can go to 120 and we can find out more about that Weber and Sons. Maybe we can dig something from there.
The lawyer?
Yeah. Because they seem to be covering something up.
Okay.
You want to try?
The Brown that Slater is referring to in his book.
Yeah.
I think that's the colonel, the Samuel Brown colonel.
Yeah. Yeah.
From World War II, the World War II veteran.
Mm-hmm.
The one that supposedly died and then didn't die. So he's the big guy, the boss. But yeah, let's go to the law firm.
Well, we're going to pull up data on a law firm, that's for sure. So.
Just like in real life.
Yeah, we're going to find out what the heck is going on here. That's for sure. All right, hold on. Okay, that one there. And send it to you. Now. It has to do something with, somehow Marcus is tied. Horatio, that's right, Horatio. So this is going to cost us an hour.
Who's Horatio?
Didn't we write him down as Horatio something or nothing? Oh, God. You should have gotten it.
Let me check.
Oh, no, hold on. I forgot to do that. There we go. Now it's on its way.
Dawson. Horatio Dawson.
Yeah. Because they talked about that.
Right. Okay. So he's the guy that died in 1967.
Where's Dawson's diaries? Horatio Dawson.
Yeah. The fingerprints that were on I think in the cigar box.
Mm-hmm. The third set of print, Horatio Dawson. Gregorius is pretty confused. The colonel's first name wasn't Henry.
Right. The colonel is Samuel.
All right.
Yep, you're right, Serial Heroes.
Okay, so you should have that.
What am I looking at?
I just sent you 120 about the Weber and Sons.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's going to help us much either.
Distractions.
That's what it is. The third set of fingerprints on the watch.
So we spent an hour?
Yep.
Okay. So we're at the headquarters. We begin pulling folders of data relating Weber and Sons. You use one of the machines to search the Virginia court files for cases conducted by Weber and Sons. On the other, you find company employees, their accounts on social networking sites, photos, speeches, and anything else that could be helpful that could help you draw conclusions. You finish off some Chinese food brought in by someone downstairs and view data about Adam Weber on your laptop, his earnings, expenses, insurance, trips. Meanwhile, the two desktop PCs put everything that matters on the main monitor. Unfortunately, there is not much. Weber & Son is a small law firm run by father and son. Adam Weber, Owen's lawyer, is its owner. He specializes in submitting medical and post-accident claims. Neither his past income nor his affairs indicate anything interesting. He met Rupert Owens when the latter was caught on DUI charges. His son graduated from law school 3 years ago and has been a partner since. That's it.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm going to come back to my screen.
Mm-hmm.
We can do one of two things. We can question this Linda Evans and hopefully have something come up.
Okay. And the second?
The second thing is we can go to the police station for further leads. Visit to the police station 109.
When was that? What's that card?
These are two things that we haven't finished yet.
Oh.
This is when we went to the funeral yesterday. I think maybe we go to field work and we try to question Linda. And we use your ability to turn into questioning, see if we could pop something that'll help us with the questions, because we only have a few hours and we can't take another stress.
You think she would know something about?
Yeah.
Slater?
Or maybe it might point us someplace else. It's only going to cost us an hour and a token.
Okay.
Because it would be considered field work here, which is 1 hour. Then we would convert this, turn that over, bink, and then find out what happens here. And of course, ouch. You take Dawson's files from Slater's folder. You can guess from Mrs. Evans' reaction that this isn't the first time she's seeing them. You quickly ask about that. She reaches for a cup of coffee from a small white table. Thoughtfully, she says, I think my uncle was probably bored because he asked me to find this file. He said he wanted to check something. Sergeant Slater asked specifically about this file, Dawson's case in 67. Yes, he said he remembered something. Please tell me more. What exactly did he say? He was very upset. He said that these people are like ghosts. Sorry? Linda looked embarrassed. He mentioned something about ghosts haunting him every 10 years, that they were coming from another world. This surprised me because my uncle was a very reasonable and down-to-earth man. He did not believe in such things as ghosts. He did not say anything more. He mentioned that his superiors closed the case before he had a chance to properly tackle it. I think it bothered him. He tried to remember something, and maybe that's why he asked for these files. That's all. I understand. Thank you. Please accept my condolences. We will not bother you again. You add casualty. That's why they taught you. You add casually. That's what they taught you in psychology courses.
All right, so I have a thought. So yeah. Dawson died in 1967.
Okay.
And if you look at my screen.
Yeah, I'm coming there.
If you look at his criminal record, he was arrested in 1967 for assault on Colonel Samuel Brown, who we assume is the big boss. So he assaulted him, and then 2 months later, he died he was murdered in a robbery.
When was he murdered?
Quote unquote robbery.
Okay, what day?
2 months after, June 24th.
June 24th, he died.
Mm-hmm.
So he was onto this.
Yeah, he was onto Samuel Brown, and then he
June 15th, 1967. He couldn't find Dawson's diaries. Marcus, he said no, but he thinks Anna had something to do with it. Giles is dead. Marcus caught. Top order to close the case. Anna, Marcus, and Day. Okay.
And then they kill off Dawson because he was onto them.
Yep. Well, we cannot risk running this too much farther. So we might as well try to close the case and answer the questions and see how we end up. Samuel Brown. Go to the personal file of Samuel Brown.
How much time do we have left?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. You want to go to 105?
I was looking at it because, well, we think the robbery. Yeah. So we think the robbery is essentially a murder.
Yeah. All right. You want to give it a shot?
Let's do it.
Okay. So we're going to go here. That's going to cost us an hour. That's going to take us to 12 o'clock. Then we're going to go up to 105. I believe you have 105.
Yes.
Can you? The dog was trying to get water. Can you?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I tried to call for you guys when I muted you. See, in the middle of a murder mystery, we decide to get the dog's water.
You said something, and then when we listened again, we didn't hear anything.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
So we spent 3 hours here.
1, 2, 3. Oh, we barely got through there. Okay.
All right. The rain starts to annoy you, but what irks you even more is that some stickler did not want to mail the scans, so you had to go down to get them personally. You reach the precinct, entering the official entrance on the other side of the lobby, away from the hustle and bustle of detainees. You pass the investigation room on the right, turning next to the locker room and showers, and reach the archive located at the end of the corridor. You flash your badge, fill a request form, turn it in, then sit in an old metal chair to wait. This part of the police station is quiet and peaceful. After a while, Susie's worried face appears in the window. Someone must have misplaced them. Please wait a moment, we're looking for them. Whatever, man. You spend the next several minutes savoring the legendary Richmond PD's vending machine coffee, known as the worst sludge. You know that if Susie is on the case, she will go the extra mile to find what you need. And you're not mistaken. In the end, they find it. You have in your hands the printed out scans of the full contents of the 67 folder. All right, so then we add 1 authority to the token pool.
Which we need desperately.
And then we read file at 105.
Okay, so I'm going to leave it on you.
Yep. I'm going to stop. And then
there's Tina.
That's me.
There's
105. Thank you, Rob. Thank you.
I'm doing play-by-play.
Oh, look at this. Look under the insert of your detective game box. Rob.
Okay, all right, okay. Let me get that.
Now or something at the end of the portion.
Under the insert. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to me.
Yep.
So we can both see it. Okay, here we go. Holy cow. What?
Whoa.
That's so
Cool.
All right, so okay. So do we take both these out? Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so the instructions says open and read only the file titled file 1.
Okay, so this one goes back under.
It says it should include a case file and an attachment with the plans of the building.
Okay, hold on. These are our. I'm just going to leave this out in case we need it, but I don't think we need it. Wow, that was pretty cool because I didn't even think to look underneath there. Because normally I pull those things up. Okay, so that was an interesting little twist. We would have never found that. Okay, so
so we're looking at case file and the attachment with the plans of the building.
Case file. Okay, hold on. Let me.
Wow.
Here's the case file.
Mm-hmm.
Further leads: Michael Slater, Horatio Dawson. We already checked him. Henry Giles.
Henry Giles.
Yeah. So this would be part 2. So I need to read all this, right? Okay.
Why don't you give it a scan and see what's important?
Okay. All right. June 14th, 1967 at 8:11 p.m. A police patrol car arrived at Horatio Dawson's home on 147 Chillingham Road in Richmond on a disorderly conduct call. The policeman approached the porch and noticed the door to the house was open. There was no response. See, we sent our police dog out to the policeman's call, so they entered the premises. Upon entering at the foot of the stairs, they found the body of a tall, well-built man who was later identified to be Horatio Dawson. The body laid face down, both legs remaining partially on the stairs. The policeman confirmed the lack of vitals. Backup units and an ambulance were called at 8:19. The coroner confirmed his death. Physical evidence available at the Richmond PD Evidence Magazine. Description of crime scene. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's blurry though.
Okay, all right. Then I'll just... both the residential property and the attached flower shop had signs of burglary. The glass door in the kitchen leading to the garden was open, and the glass was just above the lock. Was broken. The kitchen cabinets and drawers were open, and some of the dishes were thrown on the floor. In the living room, there were broken vases, books from shelves scattered on the floor, and open cabinet doors. The doors to the flower shop was found open, and pots shattered on the floor and boxes torn open. In the office, papers were scattered across the floor. A broken drinking glass was found under the drawers on the side of the wall. No fingerprint traces were secured. The glass was ripe. The red ceramic pot contained a Florida Trassel flower was broken, and dirt was scattered under the window. A footprint, shoe size 11, was found in the dirt.
Ooh. Shoe size 11. I've seen that before.
Yeah, so have I. The desk was moved approximately 12 inches towards the back wall, and the parallel scratches were found in the wooden floor. The front edge of the desk has been dented. Traces of a Type A blood were discovered despite an attempt by the perpetrator to wipe them clean.
Type A.
Yeah, there was somebody that had type A blood.
Yes.
Okay, we have evidence here. Okay, all right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of this and send it to you.
Okay.
All right. So let me do this and that. Okay. And I think this might, because this has all the codes that we can put in.
Gotcha.
All right. So I'm going to mail that to you. Tina.
So, Rob.
Yes.
So I have gone through every single person we've looked up in the database so far.
Yeah.
And nobody has type A.
I saw somebody with type A.
There was type A Rh negative, but I don't think that's type A.
Yeah, it's true.
It might be the like the Giles guy.
Oh, well, listen to this. Listen to this. This gets even better. On the desk, there was a typewriter with a piece of paper loaded, a green desk lamp, and 3 pencils. The top of the desk had been wiped. No traces were secured. The open desk drawers contained an old 9 by 19 millimeter Parbellum cartridge. That you can actually look that up on the line, but Parbellum is oh, I know what it is. It's 9 by 19 millimeter Parbellum. It'll come to me. It's an old typewriter thing. A 3.3 pound brass ashtray was found on the desk, and small traces of tobacco were scattered on the floor. The safe in the office was open with the combination lock in the open position. The safe contained insurance papers and bank statements. The statements revealed that Dawson withdrew his full account balance on the eve of his death. He cashed out a total of $16,452. The money was not found.
Oh.
A footprint was found on the office door frame, 5.5 inches above the door, and type A blood traces were found on the corridor floor, 19.6 inches from the entrance door frame. Blood trailed the railing of the stairs. A piece of the rail was broken off at a 10-degree angle on the west side of the stairs. Blood traces were found on the 6th, 10th, and 12th steps. The traces were type A blood. So I just sent you the evidence signature.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's well, here we go. Here is, I'm going to send this to you. This is the house and how it was set up. We're starting to get somewhere on our last moments. Okay. And we're going to send that to Tina. Inbox. That. Did you start putting the data in?
Yep.
Okay. You know, this might be a tough game to stream, but I'll tell you what, this is fun as all hell. just for you and I. Okay. Send. Okay, so that I just sent to you, actual size. So I'm going to read the front part of this. Okay, final report. Murder suspect is Henry Giles. Henry Giles, allegedly a witness to the victims. I'm gonna switch over to you. while I'm reading this, so you can just do the things that you're doing. Oh, you see, we can't even get to half of this stuff. Wow. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna read this off anyways. Henry Giles was allegedly a witness to the victim attempt to sell valuables at a pawn shop. He and his partners, Marcus Owens, made the decision to break into Dawson's home. Guile allegedly tracked the victim to his home. On the evening of June 14th, 1967, Giles parked a car on Rosemont Street. He broke into Dawson's home from the garden, leaving a footprint in the dirt, shoe size 11. The course of the events is alleged as follows. Giles held Dawson at gunpoint. The weapon was found on the suspect the next day. Giles forced the victim to open the safe. There was a struggle, followed by screams. Giles pushed the victim down the stairs. He then searched the house chaotically. The perpetrator likely heard the passing patrol, ran out of the house through the back exit, along with a bag of stolen items, and drove off. Suspect Henry Giles was shot dead during the attempted arrest on the following day, June 15, 1967. In the car, a green Chevrolet sedan, there were the day's sales from the flower shop, a .38 caliber revolver, an old .08 Parabellum pistol. That's what it was. They found all items were collected during the police intervention. Suspect accomplice, Marcus Owens. Owens' testimony reveals that on June 14, 1967, Horatio visited the pawn shop with the intent of selling a variety of jewelry. Owens bought some of the items from the victim for a total of $487. Owens, working as Giles' silent partner, informed Giles that Dawson had more valuables. However, he denied being involved in the robbery. The testimony of Marcus's ex-wife, Lillian Garrett, confirmed the suspect's alibi, but she was lying, according to. So Henry Giles, we could pull up as a police suspect file.
Yep.
Oh, he's a shit.
So he died when he was shot by the cop on that day.
Why would the cops shoot him?
Because they were chasing him for murder of Dawson.
Burnt scar on the cheek. He has a scar on his cheek. Remember?
Yep. So he's probably the guy that Owen was talking to at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the description. So he and Owen has probably has some sort of relationship. So the other thing, Rob, is when I put in one of the numbers, this came up. It says that at some point the cigar box was in Dawson's house, so it proves a connection between Dawson and the cigar box. So Dawson, I think, was in possession of the watch at some point, and Owens and Giles might have took it from him.
Serial Hero says to take the money he took from Dawson and then cover it up. Yeah, because that money isn't even close to what that watch was going to be worth. There's going to be a hidden room there with missing notebooks, but you won't have time to look.
Oh, spoiler.
Yeah, somebody tried to spoil. I didn't even realize that until I read it, but that's okay. Seeds and soil. Oh. Soil from. So the soil, that makes sense. Because that soil had to be in the cigar box.
Let's see if it matches.
Yep. Seeds and so. Okay, see if that matches.
I think I just clicked that. Yeah, I just did.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, we have no choice but to go
sorry,
to...
hold on. I have one last one.
Oh, okay.
So this is victim's fingerprints. Yeah, it matches.
Horatio.
It matches the fingerprints inside the cigar box, which we already know,
Mm-hmm.
and the ashtray and the watch. Okay. Alrighty.
All right, we got to go to our final report. We got to see how this all how if we can answer any of this.
Yep.
Oh, Serial Hero said not a spoiler. No, this whole game we've been spoiling. We've been doing spoilers. All right, so our final report. Here we go.
Final report.
Yeah, we don't have much of a choice. During the investigation, our team has determined that Rupert Owens found the watch beneath the floorboard of the porch of the family home.
It's the first one.
Okay.
We've also concluded that Marcus Owens, the father of Rupert Owens, was the previous owner of the watch, which
He stole from Dawson's home.
yeah, that would be my guess.
He got from Henry Giles in exchange for silence.
Right, because Henry Giles is the guy that stole stuff from Dawson's house.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go with that.
At some point, the watch was in the possession of Horatio Dawson, and we're certain that.
No, go back. I think he stole it. He stole it from Giles. Yeah.
Why is that?
Because he didn't do anything to silence him. Whoop.
Sorry, I'm checking the blood type. He's O.
Yeah, but he had to steal it from somebody. How did he end up with it from Giles?
They talk.
He stole it from Dawson. Maybe they both went there.
But we have no evidence that he went there. He went to the house.
Do we put down we don't know how he got it? Giles stole it.
Let's see, audience. Audience.
Okay, let's see what they said. Gregory says
Giles stole it.
Yeah.
So we stick with this one.
And see if Giles' fingerprints is there.
Giles' fingerprints. On the cigar box.
Yeah.
I don't think we saw it.
No. The cops are coming right now to try to solve this.
Can you hear that? Is that me?
Yeah. Yeah, that's you.
There's a police station right next to here.
Nice. Fingerprints of Marcus Owens.
So I don't really know how these work.
Yeah. Traces. In Horatio's house.
Fingerprints on the top of the cigar box. There's no match.
No.
And no match on the watch.
All right, so let's go with. All right, let's go back.
So Gregorius says if Giles' fingerprints isn't on the box, then Owen stole it. If Owen's fingerprint isn't on the box, then Giles stole it. And then he concludes Giles stole the box.
Good point.
And then he says, oh, wait, no. Gregorius, what do you think? Where did... Oops. Oh, we have to restart this. No, it's not.
You know, there's one last thing that we can do.
What's up?
I'm going to come back here.
Okay.
Before we finish that report. Okay. I just saw this, that if we use the file here, we have 2 of these. I can actually convert to a wild card. Okay. Which would be a file, and compare the scans with the original. So this might help us in some way.
Okay, let's do it.
So I'm turning around. Apart from Susie, there are several other people working in the archives who you don't trust. You do not want to have to come back here in an hour because there was something missing from the file. You take the scans out of your briefcase and decide to compare it to the original documents. You flash your badge at the archive employee and ask him to show you the contents of the original folder so you can be sure that you have a complete scan. The guy is grumpy, but you have experienced. Old papers, archives, and evidence magazines are your domain. You share some stories from archives in Missouri where you had your training years ago, and the atmosphere lightens. The employee waves his hand and lets you inside. He points to the right bookshelf and says you can rummage through them freely. He leaves wishing you good luck. That's exactly wanted. Okay, that seems a little messed up. You go to the bookshelf and rifle through the box with the 67 files. You see that sandwiched between the note is a small crumpled piece of paper. It must have fallen out of one of the files. Yes. You know, it looks like a stroke of luck, but why not? Sometimes these things just happen. There's information on the note signed with the name Slater. In the investigation, the fingerprints of Henrietta Marcos and her 2 children were omitted. Henrietta was a neighbor and housekeeper. The prints of her and her children, mainly her son Andrew, were practically all over the house. Apart from that, the scans matched the original. Well, there we go. I don't know if that helps us with anything. Probably not. All right, let's start our final report.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We got that.
Which one?
We also have concluded that Marcus Owens, the father of Rupert Owens, was the previous owner of the watch, which he bought from Horatio.
You think he bought it from him?
Yes, because he was in the pawn shop. Yeah, let's go with that. I just got a feeling. Okay.
He's an honest man? He would buy something?
No, remember he had the pawn shop.
Yeah. All right, but he definitely has a relationship with Henry Giles.
Yes.
Wait,
we also conclude that Marcus Owens, the father, bought from the previous owner, which was the previous owner was not Henry Giles. Hold on, I have it here. I think he stole it and then he sold it. Yeah, because Marcus Owens was the pawn shop owner. So he bought it from him. He bought it from Horatio Dawson, who must have stole it.
Okay. Bought?
Yeah, why not? At some point, the watch was in possession of Horatio Dawson, and we are certain that
We don't know at all.
Yeah, we don't know how we got it. As for where Kurt Bowles got the watch, our team was able to determine that he... I would say that he stole it.
The museum, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. That was in the first couple of cards.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with that. All right. Delaware sends you an email with some additional questions. During your investigation, you were able to acquire additional knowledge concerning Mr. Dawson. There are certain details of his death that remain questionable. In fact, the whole robbery seems suspicious. I would like to ask you some additional questions about that. First of all, are you able to determine with absolute certainty who killed Horatio Dawson? Henry Giles, right? Because it matched the blood type and the footprint.
Yeah.
And from what I can see in Mr. Dawson's file, he was a soldier in the 7th Army. Do you know about any officer that might have been involved with Dawson? Oh. These... 7th Army.
It was Samuel Brown.
Was it Samuel?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Samuel Brown. Yep.
Okay, next. It seems that Horatio Dawson needed a lot of money. I would like to know if you have determined what it might have been for.
We don't know.
Don't know. Here we go. Hey, we passed! Woo! Woohoo!
Oh, wait, no. Stress tokens. Put in 6.
Oh.
That might hurt us.
Oh! That did hurt.
Oh.
So I guess passing was 20.
Oh. If we didn't
But
take all the stress tokens.
But we did pretty well in the final report scoring.
The additional questions we offered.
Yeah. And we only had 5 out of 13 matching evidence.
All right, we're just going to have to reset that case and do it again sometime.
Yeah.
You will need to play it again from the beginning. You cannot reset the... What?
Sorry.
You cannot reset the case after you choose to read the epilogue. Is the final report. Okay. Reset the case. We're going to do it again sometime. Do you want to do it again sometime?
Yep. We definitely should have done the case files earlier.
Yeah. I think
there's so much in it. And we didn't even look at that floor plan.
Well, I looked at the floor plan. I sent it to you.
Yeah.
But there was...
I think there could be something in it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll save that for another time. That's for sure.
Oops.
All right. We failed. We are horrible detectives. I'll have you know that.
Yep.
So we're gonna we're actually we hit reset, which is cool. So we can do it again. So actually, there were absolutely no spoilers here because we didn't solve a doggone thing. We would have passed if we didn't have so much stress. You know that? The stress is what killed us.
Yep. It was stressful.
If we didn't take all that stress, we would have been fine.
Yeah.
We would have passed it. We would have been able to move on. We would have been okay detectives. Those 4 extra questions screwed us. Because if we were able to get something out of there, we could have got some additional points because they knew we had 6 stress.
Well, that was a good attempt. So close.
It was a good attempt. But we are horrible detectives. You know something? This is not our calling. I'm telling you right now, Tina. This is not our calling.
Yep. Good thing I'm not in this area at all.
No, not at all. I mean, I heard you're right next to the police station. I figured that, at least, you could have got some help over there.
I'm pretty sure even if they played this game, they wouldn't go very far. So
no, not at all.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Listen, everybody, thanks for watching. We are going to sound off after 2 hours of playing this, which went by like it was nothing.
Just I'm hungry now with the mention of donuts, but other than that.
We mentioned donuts. Hang on for a second, Tina. I'm going to talk to you offline here. Guys, thanks for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you soon.